So I'm aware that I'm a bit racially ambiguous, so just to clarify, my mum is Chinese Indonesian, and my dad is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man. So this is Hitler's worst nightmare. Yeah, watering down with those wonderful Aryan genes. Do you know who's scarier than Hitler? Genghis Khan. Yeah, you know that? Yeah, absolutely. Think about it. So you've heard that statistic that 1 in every sort of 5 or 6 people must be a direct descendant of Genghis Khan, right? Yeah, you've heard it. So I'm absolutely convinced that he is my great grandfather, because I am really good at horse riding and having multiple partners. And in fact, I've been known to invade a few countries because I ran out of people to shag, so apples really don't fall far from the trees. Speaking of which, my mom is over here. Yeah, she lives here too. She knew exactly what she was doing when she met my dad. Me love you long time if you let me come back to UK with you. Yes, I did just do that. No, she's great. She's a wonderful mom, as much as she is stereotypically Asian, and by that I mean tiny feet, rice with everything is dirty, and everyone else's food is shit. And her iPhone is homemade. Yeah. She dropped it in the bath the other day. Do you know what she did with it? Do you know what she did with it? Any guesses?
Rice.
No, she put it in the bin and she just made herself a new one. Rice is way too valuable for her. Yeah, so she's been here for about 4 decades, but she still doesn't quite get colloquialisms. So instead of bugger off, it's bugger up. Instead of, oh, they get on my tits, it's they get tits. And instead of, oh, you want to study film at university, it's you're dead to me. Funny enough, her grammar was absolutely perfect that time round. So she speaks fluent Mandarin and Indonesian, and of course, you know, with there being about 1 billion people in the world that speak Mandarin, she decided to teach me Indonesian. Does anyone know what it sounds like? No? Okay, I'll demonstrate. Halo, apa kabar? Selamat datang, terima kasih. Not a joke, just a fact. So it is probably the most useless language in the world, unless all of your best friends are extras in Despicable Me. Yeah. No, seriously guys, the guy that invented Minions is from Indonesia. Yeah, so I understand all of that shit during the film. Yeah, and I don't know why, but I happen to have dressed like one today. That really wasn't intentional. I don't know what's going on, was it? Yeah, so I've been trying to brush up on my Indonesian reading and writing, because this is a room for improvement. So I've been doing it on Duolingo. And some of the sentences I'm translating are way different from kind of like the European style Duolingo kind of sentences you have. So in French, Unit 7, topic, religion, I'm translating sentences like, Notre Dame is a very famous and beautiful cathedral, right? Textbook stuff. But in Indonesian, it's something like, angels and demons do not eat potatoes. I like this one. I'm going alone to meet the priest. And my personal favourite, there is no internet in heaven. Apparently the 3G's a bit shit up there. Yeah, so I've been married for about 10 years, and thank you very much. And for my 10th wedding anniversary, I took my wedding ring off. It was very exhilarating. And so my husband has recently taken up fishing. So I've taken up extramarital sex. He brought back a £10 carp the other day, so I brought back my Pilates teacher. We both like catching shit. Yeah, he also is really into crypto. I don't know, anyone here invest in crypto? No, maybe some people will. Okay. Well, usually, it's very easy to tell who invests or who owns Bitcoin at a party, because they'll fucking tell you about it, and they will also listen to a podcast on it every waking hour of the day. My husband was referring to double entry the other day. I got excited, but of course he was talking about a podcast he listened to earlier that morning over coffee. Boring. He's also into property, which is also his occupation, and it's also his porn. So it ain't sexy unless it's a 5-bed with a side return in Kensington. Yeah. He's less worried about shagging than he is snagging. And the only thing that gives him a semi is a semi. And in fact, I was at a like one of his work events the other day. Some guy comes up to me, a colleague of his, says, "Hey Jules, remind me where you're from again?" And I said, "Oh, well, my mom's Chinese Indonesian." He said, "Indonesia, that's where I'm gonna have my threesome. Thanks." So it transpired this guy had made a pact with himself that he was gonna have a threesome if he hadn't had one, and paid for it if he hadn't had one by the time he was 30. But that still wouldn't be okay for me, for example, to go up to my friend's husband and say, "Hey Harry, where are you from again, mate? Wimbledon. You don't happen to know two Wombles who are up for a bit of a spit roast?" The good thing about Wombles though is that they always clean up after themselves. Thanks guys, you've been amazing.